You'll see the image over here, over 20 locations of car meetups, intersection takeovers, as they call, really reckless and illegal activity. And this is just places that we've identified over the past few months. At 1:30 a.m. this past Sunday, 19-year-old Alana Vasquez was tragically shot and killed while attending one of these so-called car meetups at Freeman and Hall in the city of Grand Rapids. While this is an extreme example of what can happen at one of these intersection takeovers, we ask you to come today because we want the community to know what is happening at these events. In July, a drag racing crash here in the city of Grand Rapids down at 6th Street and Front resulted in a serious injury to a woman. In May, there was a shooting at one of these meetups in Cascade that ended in a serious injury to a young man out there. So numerous car clubs in and around the area here in West Michigan meet at various businesses for social events, really, where attendees are there to admire each other's vehicles in a most peaceful, certainly legal way. Unfortunately, some attendees often arrange a follow-up location to conduct illegal and reckless driving, racing from location to location, blocking traffic, terrorizing pedestrians, travelers, and residents. And I'll tell you, you don't need me to tell you this, but it doesn't take much searching on social media to see really nationwide the tragic events that have occurred at some of these intersection meetups, where there's individuals literally being run over by vehicles, or in a situation such as this, where an individual was tragically shot and killed. I'm happy that the law enforcement community here is unified and recognizing the need to respond to these events, which often feature firearms offenses, violence, disregard for the law, and disregard for the well-being of others. Not only will we be working together to take an aggressive approach to addressing this illegal activity, we will work together to identify the organizers of these events and hold them accountable as well. And I just want to reiterate one more time how these events work. They're also often driven by social media in the attendance and also the motivation to be there. The vehicles that we've encountered and arrests we have made often have GoPro devices or other small camera systems actually installed on the vehicle so that they can record these stunt driving maneuvers and things. So we know that there is evidence out there of Alana's murder that will help us. And what we need to do once again is to ask the public's help. Now, we're not going to be looking backwards and looking to make arrests for reckless driving the night of Alana's murder, or arrests for open alcohol or other minor offenses. We're going to be looking into the future, and we're going to be taking very aggressive stance on all of those, equipment violations, anything, because we've seen that this is a very serious problem. But like I said, that's in the future. I want individuals to know who were there the night that Alana, 19-year-old Alana, was killed, that they can come forward, whether it be through the police department, anonymously, through Silent Observer, provide that information. I think Alana's memory and justice and closure for her family are more important than small violations. So please come forward and feel comfortable doing so. It's the right thing to do.
We still see this type of activity in Walker. Like Chief said, when they meet up at a location, they'll take off and drive to these other locations. We just had 200 vehicles come up Wilson the other day and take over Standale. So it's not just Grand Rapids. The map shows that right now, but it's happening everywhere. It happens in Walker, and we get hundreds of calls on this in Walker even. So it's not a Grand Rapids issue. It's a society problem that we're dealing with right now.
I see a trend with people kind of the 15 to 20, early 20s age groups that are more highly participating in these. And I'm actually going to loop some other incidents in. We've had problems in recreational areas after dark, after they're supposed to be closed, people coming in and taking over those. So it really is a crime of opportunity, if you will. Anywhere that they've been left unattended for a period of time, they take advantage of it and defy the law. They are defying the parameters that have been put in place for people's safety. So anytime somebody is acting outside the law, they're refusing to obey what we've all agreed to is law and order, it puts everybody at risk because of who that attracts, who's going to be there, and then the jeopardy that a young person who thinks they're coming to a car race are now in the middle of a gunfight And we've seen that a few different times. They're in the middle of a gunfight and don't have the tools to even get away in many of these situations because they've ridden with somebody and those somebodies take off when there's a problem. So very serious. And I think if I could point to one thing that we really do need to engage the community in is helping us to monitor the plans to have these events. Parents, young people, those who are just aware that these events are happening, you need to engage us and allow us to step in and help protect our communities because we're not going to be able to do it alone. It's not something we can monitor everywhere. It's not even feasible for us to be everywhere.